Oh, great, this is fantastic. So you have found a good place for all this amazing equipment. I'm very excited. Hi, Steve. Take your coat for you.
Busy time.
Are you sure? I'll
put it on my chair. Okay. You know.
So, hi. So this is great. How long is the exhibition going to be here for?
Yes, it's
the second week.
Until the 15th. So we've got a couple more weeks. It's been about a month we've been running this now.
And you're going to see the coronation.
What's that? Circuit land. Is this the coronation camera?
That is the coronation.
I've just been having a curry chicken salad. Is the camera?
Yes. How are you?
How do you know?
We know
this is
definitely. We know from the seal.
Syria.
Because the guy who owns it. I'm sorry, I can't produce pictures.
The guy who owns it.
Guy who owns it.
He's got a very small head.
Yeah, this was actually found in a skip.
Really?
Yes.
Never.
After all these years, yes. It was a few years ago you found it in a skip. But the story behind it is quite fascinating. They didn't want the coronation televised, and this included Prince Philip. Thought it would be too much strain for the Queen.
Yeah.
The Lords and what have you, they didn't want this. Anyway, Peter Dimmock, BBC, he was the BBC producer. And with the help of the British press, they got permission to do a trial run through. So the people, the authorities were saying, oh, you'll need too much light. That was rubbish because they'd given permission to film colours, to film it in colour. So there was more than, there were to be no close-ups. You could not have a camera close to 30 frames. Anyway, they arranged this experimental crowding of the Queen. And if you go down the front, what they did was, they did the whole trial with a 2-inch wide-angle lens and got a tick. Yes, it can go right.
And then they got to the real event.
Then they got to the real event. And guess what? This big lens happened to find its way into the broadcast. So they swung the lens round, and it was shot with this telephoto lens. Now then, there would be no close-ups. So she was crowned. The whole thing was shot coming closer and closer. And there was a guy, and I've got a recording. His sole job was to cut away to another camera if there are any close-ups. She came then closer and closer and closer. Peter Dimmock looked at Ben Shaw, who was the guy who had the sensor line. And he looked at Peter, and they both said, that's not a close-up, is it? The rest is history. It was too late.
There's a tiny number of buttons on the back.
Oh yeah, well that's...
so what does this do?
Oh, the beer handle.
Yeah.
The beer handle is the focus.
Okay, so that focuses.
Yeah, well, yes. It moves it. It moved the pickup tube backwards and forwards.
Okay.
These are technical lineups. Once it's been lined up, camera doesn't open.
Okay.
But he has his own viewfinder and he has communication too.
So he's pointing, he's looking down.
Looking down
Can't
there.
see a single thing.
No, you won't, because there will be a
And then,
TV, it's a small TV screen.
yeah, and his bulb is going to go flashy, flashy red. I'm on record.
That's right, and you go.
That's excellent.
There were 4 of these inside the Abbey. The 2 guys which were in the gallery looking down and getting the close-up, they had to find the shortest, slimmest couple of cameramen because it was so damn cramped.
That's just amazing. Look at that lead.
Well, yes, I mean, I'll show you the other end of that. Feel the way the camera goes.
I'm presuming.
Here you go. Have a grab of that.
Oh my. Look at that.
Yeah.
And that's for getting all your images back to base.
Here we are, yeah. Controlling various things.
Wow, wow, wow. Found in a skip.
Can we get a photograph?
I mean,
So we come and have what you wanted, a posed photo. Where?
well, I'll be at one end and...
Okay. Excellent, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Right, what am I going around to?
Are you one of the famous Marconi rounders? I can open it up, yeah. It's...
Hello, Vicky.
Hello, good to see you. Isn't this just so exciting? Oh, look at that!
yeah, it needs a lot of work.
Always happens, you take the lid off.
Yeah, it needs a lot of work. It is going to be restored and made
I
operational.
think you'll be able to make this work.
Well, I know a guy who owns it who will make it work. He's made the next generation.
I remember when I was little, because I'm now so old, we used to have our, must have been our record player having these sorts of huge valves. That is a valve, right?
Yeah, they're all valves, yeah. Hence the Lingus Electric Valve Company. And inside is a tube. I mean, this was made in newsprint, but inside the tube was made in Waterhouse Homes. The camera tube. It's called an orthicon.
I'll tell you, Vicky, there's something else. Sports Personality of the Year.
Yeah.
The camera on the top is one of those.
Aha, of course. Correct. That's enormous.
That is a transmitter valve, and that's 100 years old. Okay. That is from 1885, and that's our oldest item.
1885.
Yeah.
But that's this.
That's right. Yeah. So it's a field sounder.
But was that made by Marconi?
No, that's made by Reed Brothers in London. It's an instrument,
Yeah.
but the galvanometer on there still works. So if you wired that up with another one,
Field Sounder Mark II for short range wired telegraphy, 3 weeks. So when did Marconi start? Hold on, remind me the date. 1898. That's what I thought.
so that predates Marconi. And this is actually the predecessor of that. So that's 1914.
Why would you have wanted one as big as that?
Because you need a lot of power. You've got to transmit a long distance. You're powering big systems.
Bigger the valve, more power.
Yeah.
That's a long time since I did physics.
And that's a very early crystal set. There we are. So that's 1923. So that's where you would tickle the whisker to tune it.
How much of this stuff was in stamp
Not that much. Most of this is too But this is unique because there's no other one like it. Only when you decided you wanted more fine-tuned, so you added in the third valve. That's why the valve stands alongside.
Would you have been used?
This is listening to the early days of the BBC. This 1923.
Listening?
Yeah. No, this is you'd put a pair of headphones on this. And this you listen to MT, Writtle.
This is a real sort of wartime piece.
Yeah. You're going up in age now, so that's 36, that's 44. They're now really into makeup. Because the Americans were makeup. So you can do more with the makeup.
And is this Marconi as well?
And then this one over here this has got the original valves, there's the boxes, and the original shooter, so turn the knob from the field.
A step up in
Technology
just in that.
I've got a picture, I've been unique archive materials you found here. I've got a 1932. This one was made designing metal
Receiver.
So we've got the 1154, which is the transmitter, and 1155, which is the transmitter. We found this on and we've also this is all the Tim Binders. This is what test engineers would be using. Tim one, Marconi story. And then he's got that very intelligent. Now these chaps are from the Amateur Radio Society.
Hello, Amateur Radio Society. Wow, this is amazing. This is how you get it.
Intermediate, you can transport at 50 watts when you pass them down, and I'm an MO, so you can get to 400 watts.
So how far can you transmit?
Anybody as well, we can.
No, if you put out a signal from here.
Well, we got your videos, you can bounce on HF, you can bounce around the world. Even on VHF, if you get sporadic heat, which is not sure why.
That's an iconic one.
I like that one. That's a real sort of. You can imagine what time is that? 1959. So you can get just getting yourself into the 60s on that. You can feel that group and you feel the music coming. This one is called a toaster. It looks like a toaster, and it's called a toaster.
If you had one to take home, which one do you like best?
I think I would take. Ooh, that's a real 1960s piece, don't you think? I'm sorry, I'm not meant to touch any of these, but you can just see somebody in a 1960s kitchen with that one, can't you? But I think it would be that one, because that's the one that you can imagine young people in their 60s dancing away to the music, you know, hanging an out. Got Beatles out here.
She loves you, yeah.
English electric have anything to do with this? You made nonsense name those bits of that case over there. Excellent.
Casper. And then this pictures.
Ah, yes, we've seen those fantastic pictures from Graham.
Just leaving
that's
Pluto behind and going out and so on.
And that's the imaging sensor. How does an imaging sensor work? At the heart of the telescope are 106 of these charge-coupled device CCD imaging centres built into a focal plane array, essentially a large camera but with 1 billion pixels. These things here, 106 of those.
Yes. It's mapping 1% of the stars in the galaxy.
Oh, it's just amazing!
There were 100 billion, I think, the last time I read, so that's quite a few.
It's quite a few.
Made in Waterhouse Lane, Chelmsford.
Did you used to work there?
I did. I didn't project manage that one. I did a couple of other ones, but my colleague Roy Stewart did that one. I think there's about 100 of those on the satellite or something.
106 it says.
Yeah, I mean it's absolutely outrageous.
This is actually from the... Well, we thought we'd play BBC Essex for you anyway.
Fantastic.
So they lent us all this,
And
along with that, which is on their treasured possession.
Is this BBC Essex?
This is BBC Essex, yeah.
And that's really...
That would go out if they were doing an outside broadcast.
Okay, of course.
Yeah.
You could take that and you could now you just do it with a microphone, right?
Yeah. Now this there's a 1932 television there, Marconi television. So this is a unique pieces of 40 images that we've got from the latest Marconi archive at the Essex Record Office. They've just digitised these. No one has seen them before. And they've let us have a small sample, and that's the cricket pavilion from the New Street site. That's Arbour Lane and the Marconi training. That's New Street under camouflage.
New Street under camouflage.
That's
my goodness!
Under camouflage.
Under camouflage, so that's like in the wall.
And that's a later version of the camera you saw over there. The Marconi, the traditional Marconi image. That's the later days of the cricket pavilion. That's a rehearsal for the 1949 boat race. That's building 720, no longer exists. That's outside New Street, the Marconi outside broadcast. That's inside, that's the apprentice centre inside 720. That's the site in its heyday. That's use of the test card.
I can't really understand
that. Is a unique picture of the railway being constructed. Alongside, this is a sales photograph for high power test. That vehicle was made in Basildon.
And that's the remote TV.
That still exists in Waterhouse Lane. That's the barn. That's Marconi houses in Great Meadow. And not to Titanic. That building, those buildings no longer exist there. On the E2B car park. That's the 1963 building, Marconi building. That's taken before the factory was built in 1911, and they are my relations.
Oh, bless
Here we are. This is a photograph of my two relations taken in 1925, and I was born in that building. My two great uncles.
Hello, marmalade. What is 2MT for?
2M.
Writtle. 2 in the top, Writtle quality.
This photograph was sent to Her Majesty.
Oh, how lovely. Wasn't that hilarious? Marmalade sandwiches in my bag. That is absolutely...
Paddington approves of that one.
You can't have the bear, I'm afraid.
I can't have the bag, but I've got the 2MT marmalade. Thank you so much for it. Absolutely. Look at all these books as well.
It's that blue page.
What day is it on? I'm on the first.
Is that something?
I explain what this is. Right. So the first line is
The actual one is that's a very, very special artifact.
Very special art.
Very, very. This was given to us when we were doing the Hall Street exhibition. It's a dinner in London, and it's got. And on the back, it's got two very important signatures: Godfrey Isaacs and G. Marconi. Now the question is where should this go? It was given to us when we did the Hall Street exhibition on the basis that we were setting up a Marconi Heritage Centre, and that would have been one of the prize exhibits. So the great man himself signed. It's a shame we did it in pencil, but there we go.
That is just... I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it should stay in... Well, there is some of the Marconi stuff in the museum.
Yes, that's right.
I think it needs to stay like that.
Yeah.
It's not allowed to leave Chelmsford. However, this Chelmsford is leaving this exhibition. It's absolutely fantastic, and everybody in Chelmsford should come down and see this. You see, it's just so much stuff. The camera that filmed the Queen's coronation 70 years ago is here in this exhibition. There's a whole of the history of radio, the history of TV, but more importantly, the role that Chelmsford played in that. You know, we were the centre of the world in developing this technology that has changed the world. So come along, it's only open for another 2 weeks. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Get down to ARU in the middle of the day and come and see this amazing exhibition. Brilliant.